Most people think YouTube's success is about going viral, but after studying thousands of creators who've made it from 0 subscribers to 1 million, I discovered something that will completely change how you think about this platform. By the end of this video, you know exactly which level you're currently on, but you will also understand the mindset shifts and strategies you need to get to the next level. So let's dive into level 1, where every single YouTube legend started. Level 1 is what I call the invisible phase. This is where you upload your first video to an audience of literally 0 people. The algorithm doesn't know you exist. Your family might not even know you started a channel, and that first video gets maybe like 12 views, 3 of which were probably you just checking if you uploaded it correctly. The psychological reality of level 1 is brutal. You're creating content for ghosts. You spend hours editing a video that gets fewer views than the number of people in your living room. The struggle here isn't technical, it's existential. Your brain is screaming that this is pointless, that you're wasting your time, that you're not cut out for this. But here's what separates future YouTube stars from everyone else at this level. They understand that level 1 isn't about audience, it's about building the habit. The creators who make it through this phase focus on one thing: consistency over perfection. They're not trying to create a masterpiece, they're trying to publish something, anything, on a regular basis. The breakthrough moment in level 1 usually comes around video 15 or 25, when you start noticing tiny improvements. Maybe retention goes from 30% to 50%, maybe someone leaves a comment that isn't your mom. These micro victories are crucial because they provide just enough dopamine to keep you going. The hidden trap of level 1 is perfectionism paralysis. I've seen creators spend 6 months on their first perfect video, while others started later with worse equipment and are already on level 2. The winners at this level embrace the suck and publish anyway. But something interesting happens when you push through level 1 consistently. You start to develop what I call creator intuition, a sense of what works and what doesn't, not from theory, but from actual feedback. And that's when you're ready for level 2, where everything changes because you discover something most people never realize about YouTube success. Level 2 is the discovery phase, and this is where creators either accelerate rapidly or get trapped into what I call the hamster wheel of mediocrity. You now have between 100 and 5,000 subscribers. People are actually watching your videos, and for the first time you're getting real human feedback. The psychological shift here is massive. In level 1, you are creating in a vacuum. Now you have an audience, and with that audience comes opinions, expectations, and the intoxicating drug of social validation. This is where many creators make their first major mistake. They become addicted to the matrix instead of focusing on the craft. The struggle of level 2 is the consistent comparison trap. You see creators in your niche with more subscribers, better equipment, and higher view counts, and you start questioning everything. Should you copy what they're doing? Should you change your entire approach? The self-doubt here can be paralyzing. But here is the breakthrough insight that level 2 offers. You start to understand your unique voice and perspective. The creators who thrive here don't try to be like everyone else. They double down on what makes them different. They realize that authenticity isn't just a buzzword, it's their competitive advantage. The hidden psychology of level 2 is learning to ride the emotional roller coaster. One video gets 50,000 views and you feel like you're about to be discovered. The next gets 5,000 views and you're ready to quit. Learning to detach your self-worth from individual video performance is crucial here. The breakthrough moment typically comes when you publish a video that significantly outperforms your average. Not necessarily viral, but maybe 3 to 5 times the normal views. This is your first taste of YouTube's exponential potential, and it changes everything about how you approach content creation. But succeeding at level 2 creates a new problem that most creators aren't prepared for, and that's what determines whether you make it to level 3. But succeeding at level 2 creates a new problem that most creators aren't prepared for, and it's what determines whether you make it to level 3 or stay at level 2 for a very, very long time. Level 3 is what I call the momentum phase, and this is where creators go from 5,000 to 50,000 subscribers. The game completely changes here. because you're no longer just creating content, you're building a brand, a community, and most importantly, you're developing systems. The psychological reality of level 3 is intense. You have enough of an audience that people are starting to notice you in your niche. Comments are pouring in and collaborations are being offered. Maybe you're even making a little money. But with that growth comes pressure. The pressure to not let people down, to keep growing, to turn this hobby into something more substantial. The methods that got you to level 3 won't get you to level 4. And you can't just work harder. You have to work smarter. This is where creators learn about thumbnail psychology, title optimization, and content systems. It's also where many burn out because they try to do everything themselves. The breakthrough insight of level 3 is understanding that YouTube isn't about making videos. It's about building relationships at scale. The creators who excel here realize that every video is a conversation with the audience. They start paying attention to comments, not just for validation, but for content ideas. They begin to understand their audience's problems, desires, and emotional needs. But there's a hidden trap in level 3 that catches most creators off guard: the algorithm addiction. You start getting enough data that you begin obsessing over analytics. Watch time, click-through rates, audience retention graphs becomes your daily obsession. The trap is when you start creating for the algorithm instead of for the audiences. The psychological shift that defines level 3 success is moving from content creator to community builder. You stop seeing subscribers as numbers and start seeing them as real people with real problems that you can solve. This mindset shift is crucial because it prepares you for level 4, where the real business begins. But level 4 brings a challenge that breaks many creators who seemed destined for YouTube stardom. And understanding this challenge could save you years of frustration. Level 4 is the optimization phase, where you go from 50,000 to 500,000 subscribers. This is where YouTube transforms from a creative outlet into a serious business, whether you planned it or not. The psychological pressure here is unlike anything in the previous levels, because now you have expectations from potential sponsors and from yourself. The struggle of level 4 is the professionalization dilemma. You will need better equipment, maybe an editor, and definitely better thumbnails, possibly even a manager. Each of these improvements costs money you might not have and adds complexity to what used to be simple. Many creators get trapped trying to perfect their operation instead of focusing on what actually grows channels. Great content consistently delivered. But the real psychological challenge of level 4 is the comparison trap on steroids. You are now big enough to be in the same conversation as creators with millions of subscribers, and the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels enormous. This is where imposter syndrome hits hardest. You're too big to be a beginner, but you're too small to be a veteran. The breakthrough insight of level 4 is understanding that YouTube success is about systems and not just content. The creators who make it through this level build repeatable processes for ideation, creation, optimization, and community management. They realize that inspiration is nice, but systems are what scale. The hidden opportunity of level 4 is brand development. This is where smart creators start thinking beyond just YouTube. They build email lists, create products, develop courses, or start podcasts. They understand that platform diversification isn't just smart business, it's survival insurance. The psychological shift that defines level 4 is moving from creator to entrepreneur. You stop thinking about individual videos and you start thinking about content strategies. You stop thinking about subscribers and start thinking about audience lifetime value. This mindset shift is essential because level 5 requires business thinking, not just creative thinking. But level 5 presents a paradox that destroys many creators who seemed unstoppable. And if you don't understand this paradox, you might make a decision that kills your channel's growth forever. Level 5 is the business phase, where you transition from 500 to 5 million subscribers. This is where YouTube becomes your primary income source, where brands are actively reaching out, where you're thinking about your employees and your business structures. But it's also where many creators lose their soul and burn out spectacularly. The psychological reality of level 5 is overwhelming. You're no longer just a creator, you're a CEO, a content director, a brand manager, a community leader, all at once. The weight of other people's expectations, employees, sponsors, millions of subscribers can be crushing. This is where you see successful YouTubers talking about mental health struggles, taking breaks, or completely changing their content. The struggle here is authenticity paradox. The larger you get, the more systems and processes you need. But systems can strip away the authenticity that got you here in the first place. How do you scale personality? How do you systemize creativity? How do you manage a business while staying true to what made people fall in love with your content originally? The breakthrough insight of level 5 is understanding that your job fundamentally changes. Most successful creators at this level learn to delegate execution while maintaining creative control over direction and brand voice. But there's a hidden trap that catches many level 5 creators: the golden handcuffs of sponsorship money. When you're making 6 or 7 figures from your channel, the temptation to play it safe, to not risk upsetting sponsors or the algorithm, can kill creative risk-taking that fueled your growth. The psychological shift that defines level 5 success is learning to think in decades, not just video cycles. You start building a legacy, not just a channel. You think about what you want to be known for long term, how you want to impact your industry, what empire you're building beyond just YouTube subscribers. Level 5 creators who make it to level 6 share one crucial realization that changes everything about their approach to their platform. Level 6 is the empire phase, where you transcend from 5 million subscribers to becoming a true media mogul. This is where individual creators become brands that outlive any single platform. We're talking about the Mr. Beasts, the Logan Pauls, the Emma Chamberlains, creators who've built entertainment empires. The psychological reality of level 6 is almost unimaginable to most creators. You're not just managing a YouTube channel, you're running a media company with dozens of employees, multiple revenue streams, and influence that extends far beyond the internet. The responsibility isn't just to your audience anymore, it's to your team, your partners, and your investors. The struggle here is maintaining relevance while building for longevity. How do you stay current with trends when you're managing a 50-person team? How do you maintain the hunger that got you here in the first place when you're already financially set for life? And how do you continue growing when you already achieved what most people would consider impossible success? Through insight of level 6 is understanding that you're no longer in the content business, you're in the attention business. Your job is to capture, hold, and monetize attention across multiple platforms, formats, and demographics. Most successful level 6 creators think like media executives, not YouTubers. The hidden opportunity of level 6 is legacy building. This is where creators start thinking about what happens after YouTube and how they want to be remembered and what impact they have. This is where creators start thinking about what happens after YouTube, how they want to be remembered, what impact they have on the industry or the world. They start making investments, starting foundations, or building businesses that will outlast their personal brand. But even level 6 has its own psychological traps. The biggest one is becoming disconnected from your audience. When you're managing an empire, it's easy to lose touch of what made people fall in love with your content in the first place. The creators who stay relevant at this level find ways to maintain that connection despite the scale. The psychological shift that defines level 6 is thinking beyond yourself. Your decisions affect hundreds of people, employees, contractors, partners. Your content influences millions. Your business moves markets. This level of influence requires a completely different mindset about responsibility and impact. But there's one final level that only a handful of creators ever reach, and what's required to get there might surprise you. Level 7 is the legend phase, where you transcend YouTube entirely to become a household name. These are creators who've broken through into mainstream culture, who are recognized by people who don't even watch YouTube, who've become cultural icons rather than just internet personalities. The psychology of level 7 is completely unique because at this point, you're no longer just a creator, you're a cultural force. Your influence extends beyond entertainment into business, politics, social causes, and cultural trends. The responsibility is enormous because your platform can shape public opinion and influence social movements. The interesting thing about level 7 is getting here often requires going beyond pure content creation. These creators typically break into traditional media, start major businesses, champion significant causes, or create cultural moments that transcend digital formats. They become famous for being famous, but in the best possible way. The breakthrough insight of level 7 is understanding that true influence comes from impact, not just attention. The creators who reach this level use their platform to create meaningful change, whether this is through philanthropy, business innovation, social activism, or cultural advancement. But here is what's fascinating about level 7. Many creators who reach it didn't set out to become legends. They focused on serving their audience, staying authentic to their values, and consistently delivering value. The legend status was a byproduct of extraordinary execution over an extended period of time. The psychological reality of level 7 is that you become bigger than yourself. Your brand, your influence, your impact extends far beyond your individual identity. You become part of cultural history, influencing not just your generation, but potential generations to come. Now, here's the crucial insight that ties all 7 levels together. Creators fail not because they lack talent or work ethic, but because they don't understand which level they are on. Now, here's the crucial insight that ties all 7 levels together. Most creators fail not because they lack talent or work ethic, but because they don't understand which level they are on and what's required to advance. They try to use level 1 strategies at level 3, or they give up at level 2 thinking they're not cut out for this. The secret is that each level requires different skills, different mindsets, and different strategies. What works at one level can actually hurt you at the next. Understanding these levels isn't just about mapping your journey. It's about knowing exactly what to focus on now to break to the next level. If you're watching this video, you're somewhere on this journey. Maybe you're at level 1, uploading at an audience of nobody. Maybe you're at level 4, trying to figure out how to scale your operation. Wherever you are, remember that every single YouTube legend started exactly where you are right now. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't about talent, luck, or even hard work alone. It's understanding the game you're playing and having the persistence to play it for long enough to win. Which level are you on right now? And more importantly, what's the one thing you need to change to break through into the next level? Your YouTube empire is waiting. You just need to climb one level at a time.